Good morning, dear students. In this session, let us study about the poet Nissim Eziekel. Nissim Eziekel was born in the year 1924 and he died in the year 2004. He was an Indian Jewish poet, playwright, editor, and an art critic. Nissim Eziekel was born in Mumbai, then it was called Bombay. He was born into a Bene Israeli family in the year 1920. His father was a professor and his mother was the principal of her own school. He belongs to Mumbai's Marathi speaking Jewish community known as Bene Israel. He was educated at Wilson College, Bombay. Later, he went to England to study philosophy at Birkbeck College. On his return from England, Nissim Eziekel taught in Mithiboi College of Arts, Mumbai, and he retires as a professor of English at the University of Bombay. While Nissim Eziekel is a Jew whose ancestors were refugees in this country, he was suffering from Alzheimer and he passed away on January 9th, 2004. As a poet, Nissim Eziekel was a major minor Indian English poet of post-independent era. He was a major Indian English poet because he was very popular as an English poet in India. He is a minor Indian English poet because he belongs to the Jewish community who are minorities in India. Nissim Eziekel is acclaimed or recognized as the father of post-independence Indian English poems or verse. He is a trendsetter, a leader of new talent who started modernity in Indian English poetry. A group of contemporary Indian English poets follow the simple conversational style of Nissim Eziekel. He was not only in style but also in the selection of themes. One finds the influence of Eziekel in contemporary Indian English poets. Most of the Indian English poets imitate the style of Nissim Eziekel because his style is very simple. Themes are very Indian. His achievements as a poet and playwright are very considerable. His versatile genius can be found in his poetry, plays, criticism, journalism, and even in translations. Nissim Eziekel is a widely traveled man and he has delivered lectures in United States of America, Australia, England, and he has given poetry reading sessions in those countries. Nissim Eziekel is also known as the psychologist and the poet of mind, since he writes about human psychology, human mind. Indeed, his primary concern is with man and man's mind. He shows a marked tendency to prove the human mind. His poems reveal the conscious and the subconscious thoughts and conflicts of human beings, and more particularly, his own thoughts and conflicts. Ezekiel may be described as the endless explorer of labyrinth of the mind. He was foundational in establishing the post-colonial criticism of the British with poetry as an effective tool by using irony and satire effectively. Nissim Eziekel uses irony and satire very effectively in his poetry. Eziekel was an editor of journals encouraging writing poetry, plays and criticism. He also asked many writers for translation, affecting the theory and practice for the young poets. He treated poetry as the record of the mind's growth. For a Nissim Eziekel, poetry is the record of the mind's growth. His poetic works indicate his growth as a poet critic and shows his personal importance. He topped the University of Bombay in MA English Literature and he won RK Lagu Prize for it. He was the secretary of the International Writers Organization named PEN from the year 1963 to 1966 and from 1968 to 1972. He completed two terms as the secretary of the International Writers Organization named PEN. He also edited two PEN conference volumes. He conducted course in art appreciation for J.J. School of Art and some other institutions during the year 1969 to 1972. In the year 1973, he conducted a series of 10 programs in art appreciation for Bombay television. In November 1974, he went for a tour of the United States on an invitation from the United States government. He won Sahitya Academy Award in the year 1983 for his poetry collection, Later Day Psalms. His literary works include: he has authored several volumes of poetry, chief among them are A Time to Change, published in the year 1952, 60 Poems, published in the year 1953, The Third, published in the year 1959, The Unfinished Man, published in the year 1960, The Exact Name, published in the year 1965, Hymns in Darkness, published in 1976, Later Day Psalms, 1982, and Edinburgh Interlude Lightly, 1983, collected poems, published in the year 1989. So, he edited several journals, including Quest and Imprint. These are the two important journals he edited, namely Quest and Imprint. To indicate local cultures, Nissim Eziekel uses words from local language, like the use of the word dal in English. Repetition and rhyme are crucial to NIZEIM Eziekel's poetry. He was a quietly explorative poet with a strain of religious philosophy flowing through his verse. He cultivated a direct and often conversational tone to convey his moods and thoughts in his poetry. His early works heralded the modern, realistic, and critical poetry of intellectualism. Some of his poetry collections are satirical, confessional, and contemplative. He widely traveled. He has been a cultural ambassador in his poetry readings in many countries. His poems are noted for their irony and intellectualism and are marked by the absence of images. His is the poetry of statement characterized by simplicity and sincerity. His themes include love, alienation, the Indian scene, urban life, and spiritual values. His poetry is introspective in nature, self analytical, and expresses modern concerns in a contemporary voice and manner. The distancing of emotions and ironic perceptions are the major features of his poetry. Ezekiel enriched and established Indian English literature, moving it beyond purely spiritual and Orientalist themes. He is often considered the father of modern Indian English poetry by many critics. He preached the Indian English literature from the unconditional influence of the British Romanticism and Victorianism. That is his very important contribution to Indian writing in English. He freed Indian literature from the influence of the British Romanticism and Victorianism. His precise use of the English language and his improvisational standard with the novel use of the Babu English. Apart from editing several books and journals, he has also published three plays in the year 1970. He was awarded Sahitya Academy Award in the year 1982 for Later Day Psalms and also received the Padma Shri in the year 1988. He was honored with the Padma Shri Award in the year 1988. Suffering from Alzheimer, he passed away on January 9, 2004. Let us see some multiple choice questions. NIZEIM Eziekel belongs to Mumbai's Marathi speaking dash known as the Bene Israeli. Jewish community, Parsi community, Maratha community, Hindu community. Jewish community. Nissim Eziekel edited which of the following journals? Quest, Imprint, Imaginations, Ambitions. Quest is the journal that he published. Eziekel enriched and established the Indian English literature, moving it beyond purely spiritual and oriental themes, purely secular and orientalist themes, purely social and orientalist themes, purely European and orientalist themes. The key is purely spiritual and orientalist. Which one of the following was not awarded to Nissim Eziekel? The Sahitya Academy Award, Padma Shri Award, Padma Shri Award, Jnanapith Award. Jnanapith Award was not awarded to Nissim Eziekel. Eziekel was the secretary of the International Writers Organizations called PEN, Imprint, Dream, Quest. He is PEN, PEN. Thank you for listening.